Welcome back to Nominally 2, the channel where I talk about the same stuff that I do on my main channel, but everything's just worse. So recently I had the opportunity of trying out yet another medium format camera. This time it was the Rolleiflex SL66, and it was a really interesting experience. And one of the rolls that I shot, which is for an upcoming review on my main channel, was a roll of HP5. And I just got an email back from my lab, so without looking at it, I'm gonna press open. So here we are, this is the first shot. It's a picture of an orchid, of a flower. There's not much to it. I just wanted to try out the macro lens that this camera has. It has a feature where you kind of invert it. But anyways, this video is not about the camera. That will be coming soon to this channel, I believe. I've never shot HP5 before, for reference, so I'm kind of taking it in. I don't know what to expect. I barely remember the pictures I got. Next picture. Boat. I know that I struggled a lot to get the medium format horizon straight, and you can see just here that little gap where clearly I stuffed up my horizon. I was close. The next one's here of another boat. I like this one. You can see the cloud detail in the top left, but you see how the depth of field kind of falls off in the distance, which is nice. You can only really get that with medium format. And there's like a mermaid lady here that you can't really see, luckily, which makes it good and friendly for YouTube. I think there was one like right here that I purposely cropped out so I wouldn't have to blur for YouTube. And the next shot is of these seagulls, which, funny story, probably took me about 10 minutes trying to get a shot of them. Originally, I was just gonna run in with the camera and just get a shot just as they're flying away at a very high shutter speed. Looking through the viewfinder and moving, I just couldn't orient myself and get any birds that I was seeing with my head in the frame. It's very hard to shoot with a waist level viewfinder, or at least I find it very hard. And this horizon is reasonable. Still a little bit off. I like the shot though. I think it's cool. Tonally, I think it's interesting. Next up we have this shot of the train station. Not the best shot. I don't know how I feel about this one. I got the same picture like on my phone because I thought, oh, that was cool, and I took a picture. But I was in a rush at this point to finish the roll. So every picture before I had time to shoot. From this picture onwards, I'm in a rush to get back home to have dinner with my mum. The next shot from memory is the station, and it's just a wasted shot, and I focused on the text at the bottom because I was in a rush. Silly. The next one though, I don't know where the next one is. It is, okay, it's along a pathway on the way to return the camera back to the camera owner, and it's crappy. But it gives me a sense of the tone, and when I go to shoot some 35mm now, I'll know what to do. It's an odd way of going about things. Typically you shoot the cheaper format, figure out the film, and then shoot a more expensive format. But you know, I like to go the other way around. Basically, I didn't have any 120 film on me, and the friend who owns the camera had a roll of HP5 on him, had a roll of Ektar and a roll of Portra 160 that he let me shoot. Surprisingly, that worked out because I happened to be making a video about Ektar, a video about Portra 160, and a video about HP5. This was the next picture, which was obviously taken next to this picture. And it's much better. You don't see much of the sky. I think I intended for this scan to be a bit more moody. I can fix that in Lightroom, make it a little bit less exposed. Here we are, my 5D Mark IV. I feel like this shot might be a bit shaky. Is that motion blur or just focus? I always stuff up with these shots of the camera. I don't know why. They always look better in my mind. But you see that depth of field, the background just disappears into a blur completely. This, for reference, is what I'm looking at right now. Pretty much exactly. This shot I like, just like suburban kind of shot, and you can see the railway in the distance. This shot next is really cool. Oh, I did not expect to like this much. Here's the shot of me taking this picture. And here's the depth of field of that medium format stuff really showing itself. Wow, that's cool. This was in the backyard where the camera owner lives. And here's the camera owner, and I missed focus. Classic. And that's a reasonable portrait. I've got focused on like the tip of his hair and a bit on his elbow. Overall, I'd say that's a pretty good roll, given that I've never shot HP5 before, and that's the second day I ever used this camera. The focusing mistakes are all me, of course, and the unfamiliarity with how to use this film is largely me. If I had to choose a favorite shot, I think it'd be either this one of the boat or this one, the second last shot. Just because of the texture of it. I didn't expect those to be my favorite shots of the roll, but I didn't expect much of this roll. I shot it very quickly. HP5 it's that very film looking black and white, so to say. It's what you kind of expect. It's got a nice amount of grain that you can even see in a 120 shot. It's just an interesting kind of low contrast kind of look. I really like it. I once shot a roll of XP2 that expired and had a bunch of problems that ended up kind of looking like this. Gosh, the look of this is very nice. It's impressive. I don't have much more to say. Ultimately, I really like XP2 because it's easy to develop and easy to kind of work with. But yeah, that's a video. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more on this channel, there's links here. If you want to see my main channel, there's links here. There will be a video, a review about HP5 up at one point, and I'll link that in the description when I eventually upload it. But yeah, that's it. I will see you in the next one. Bye.